Hello my fellow hunters, in this video I show you the best possible ice build for Monster Hunter Rise game version 3.0. So previous I made a poll for which element you prefer actually. 4 hours ago there are 300 votes and 69% voted for Dragon and 11% for Ice and Thunder. And the reason why I'm showing you the Ice swags is the first reason. I'm so hyped for the kushala Daora switch axe because this weapon design looks so awesome. The next thing is also this weapon Ice switch axes in general are very useful because there are so much monsters with ice weakness like Diablos, Ragnarkataki or other monsters. And I know maybe you're hyped for the Valstrax switch axe, but there is only the Rathalos with a dragon weakness, and also for Valstrax is completely immune against dragon. You have to choose one of the 4 other elements, and with the same elemental hit zone value. So I know the Valstrax weapon is maybe strong, but first I want to make the kushala switch axe because I like this most. Yes, in this video I'm gonna prove that you can easily outdamage the Ember Hoffrost with the kushala Daora switch axe like I explained in my last video. The first thing we're gonna do is how to craft this weapon. We go to the weapon tree and look at the bottom where all the other switch axes are. Here you can see the daoras for Rasa 1 from the game version 2.0. This was maybe not as good as the Ember Hoffrost in the 0.2 version because of the sharpness and the bad attack, but now we have 190 attack, and the best thing that can happen to the switch axe is, yes, you have natural white sharpness with a huge amount of element. That elemental value is just insane, and also a little slot. You need the aura gems. I got a little bit lucky with the gems. I only killed 3 daoras and get 3 gems. So let's go to the rampage, ramp up the weapons, and we go to the Daora Janah or Janah, I don't know how it's pronunciated in the English language. And we have 3 different choices: attack boost, affinity boost, and kushala Daora soul. And this is the easiest weapon to ramp up. So affinity boost is absolutely makes sense because from the kushala Daora soul it's like chain grid from Astralis. You got 30% affinity when continue attacking a monster. For the first hit you get 25%, and for after the second you get 30% affinity. So it's absolutely not worth it to choose attack or affinity. It's obviously to choose the kushala Daora soul. So you know, Ember Hoffrost has 30% affinity, and now this weapon has also 30% affinity, so it very easily compete with the switch axe. Actually, for the meta, nothing has changed for the set skills, and they're gonna explain you why. Absolutely nothing has changed. Only the weapon has changed, and they're gonna explain you why. Maybe the ramp up, the rampage weapons, and I'm gonna show you. They are also right at the bottom of the video. You have that nice gloves from the Valstrax with a level 2 slot and weakness exploit level 2, but the Crimson Valstrax set is absolutely destroying elemental damage. And that's the reason don't ever use Valstrax pieces on an elemental set. That's completely garbage. You can read it here. When your health is at 50% or less, your contract Dragon Blight. And you know, if you have Dragon Blight, elemental damage falls down to 0. And all elemental, you don't need that elemental resistance, but that's important. You contract Dragon Blight, and yes, that completely destroys your elemental damage. You can also read it here. Weapons lose all non-dragon effects. So if you have, for instance, an ice element, so it's no dragon. Yes, so you can only use this build for dragon elemental switch axe. And yes, that's the reason don't use Valstrax equipment for any elemental switch axe build. Exclude the dragon set. And now I'm gonna show you the Morph. What's the best possible combinations? I crafted about 20 different sets, and not every set is in here. I also figured out what's the best combination for the Rampage Switch Axe, but I'm gonna make a separate video for the Rampage Elemental Switch Axe. You can see here the damage output is pretty good. You can see, for instance, the Rampage Switch Axe is better than the Ember Hoarfrost, and you know the Ember Hoarfrost was the best Elemental Switch Axe in completely game version 2.0. So we go later into deep for the Rampage Slicer Elemental. I have tried a lot of sets, and you can see here the damage output at the right. Important thing is that you don't have invest too much into the crit skills. I have a risky set, you can see it here. This set is with the Valstrax armor skill, but I don't recommend it. It's only if you want a speed run and for very weak monsters, and you know, okay, all the time my health is more than 50%. So for instance, if you hunting against a low rank Ragnargadaki or so, this set is maybe the best. But for my personal recommendation, this set is the best. I also tried different skills. I tried also Agitator 2 with attack boost 4 and no crit skills. I dealt 117.65 cycle DPS. Or also I tried to max out attack boost. I dealt 118.5 DPS. But on this attack 7 build we only have status attack level 3. And it does exactly the same damage than my recommended set. I also tried out a build with critical boost 2 and crit I 1. But we only can fit in elemental attack level 3, and you can see, yes, you deal less DPS than with a maxed out attack build with no crit skills, and that's the reason when you're playing Switch Axe you have to first focus for your white sharpness, then protective polish. If you have a power file, use power prolonger 2, and yes, always use weakness exploit, and then first have a look at the raw skills, don't add the crit skills, because files can't crit. And for instance, with the Soaring Wyver Blade and other moves, you deal a lot of fixed damage. So don't invest too much into the crit skills. You can also check it on the website, I put a link in the video description. But all the values are pretty similar. And now you can see the set I personally recommend is this set. It has 244 attack with 53 ice element, so you can see this amount of ice is maybe the best you can get in the entire game, actually. Weakness exploit 3, I'm choosing attack boost 6 and status as ice attack level 5. So why I'm using only attack boost level 6 and ice attack level 5 instead of a maxed out attack boost and only 3 attacks of ice. Ice attack, you know, we have a power file, but you can see we don't use any crit skills, and so this set does a ton of more damage against monsters with bad hit zone values. And that's the reason this set is better if the monster hasn't so good weakness, elemental weakness, and you know there are a ton of monsters like Teostra or what else, so much monsters that have bad hit zone values, and that's the reason I recommend to use more elemental damage instead of maxing out the attack boost first. So you can see here attack boost 6 is still pretty good, and we deal 126.7 cycle DPS, so that's 2 DPS less than with the Valstrax skill. But yes, if your elemental damage goes down to 0, you only deal about 104 DPS with this set. So this set is by far the best set I can recommend for game version 3.0. I also added some fresh gameplay. Moment. You can also check here the calculation for the 106.7 DPS. So for instance, for a 40 hit zone value, this set does more than 100 cycle DPS, and the attack boost 7 set only does about 96 cycle DPS on a hit zone value that's below 45, and that's the reason why the set is better, okay? And now I'm gonna show you the set, the switch skills I'm using on the set. So first of all, I show you the switch skills I'm using: forward override slash, finishing discharge, and soaring wyvern blade. Highly recommended for monsters with bad hit zone values, the soaring wyvern blade. For instance, with Diablos, has good elemental hit zone values, but bad raw hit zone values. So let's go to set decorations. Here using the kushala daora soul for the rampage slots. Here you can see the skills. Attack boost level 6, ice attack level 5, weakness exploit maxed out, protective polish, speed sharpening, and rapid morph also maxed out. Power prolonger level 2, because we have a power file. You can see it works very well in the gameplay. And also a weight extender, affinity sliding is also maybe not bad. And yes, that's it. That other sets are from the armor pods. Also stun resistance level 1 is pretty good. Reduces stun time by 60%. So I'm gonna show you the decorations. Yes, rampage slots is kushala daora soul. On the daoras Janah, Grinder Jewel level 1. On the Almudron Helm S, 2 Tenderizer Jewels. On the Jyuratodus mail, on every elemental switch except 3 Frost Jewels level 1. On the gloves, 2 Frost Jewels level 1. On the Anjanath Coil S, a Tenderizer Jewel 2 and 2 Grinder Jewels. And on the Hunter's Greaves S, a Sharp Jewel 2. So unfortunately, we're using 2 armor pods that are in the early high rank, but yes, this is the best possible combination you can do. And on our Rapid Morph 1, Talisman, 2 Sharp Jewels level 2. So, I hope you have some fun with the set, and sorry if I didn't show you the dragon set in this video, but I'm actually hope for other weapons. And see you next time, and have some fun with the gameplay. It was my first try, maybe I can reach a better time, but then I'm gonna separately upload this, because I got a little bit unlucky with the spawn point. So this best spawn point is in the east, yes, in the middle of the east. So have fun with the gameplay, see you next time.